Hi, I'm Ben Shapiro, and this is Reality Check. So, by now, you've certainly heard that Indiana is about to go full-scale kill the gays mode. That's at least what they've been saying in the media. Tim Cook, who's the CEO of Apple, he said he was disgusted with Indiana for its Religious Freedom Restoration Act. He's not as disgusted with Saudi Arabia, by the way, which still punishes gays with penalties like death. Apple does business there, but he's super ticked at the Hoosiers. Barack Obama, he's also mad at Indiana. He says they've now created a license to discriminate. From left to cowardly right, the alarm has gone forth. If religious people are not forced, at point of gun, to serve same-sex weddings, they'll go down their hoods and go a-hunting for the homos. Or not. Here's the reality. Businesses in America are not on the verge of turning away gays and lesbians in America because of laws like the Indiana Religious Freedom Restoration Act. In fact, the RFRA did not legalize such activity in the first place. It was already legal in Indiana, and yet somehow the gays and the lesbians were able to find florists and bakeries to cater to those weddings. A few of those florists and bakeries, I'd bet, were probably run by gay folks. It's also worth noting that declining service to a same-sex wedding is not the same thing as declining service to a gay or lesbian person, any more than refusing to serve a circumcision ceremony, if you're a believing atheist, is discriminating against a Jew. Welcome to America, where you actually get to choose which activities you want to participate in. But that's the real agenda here when it comes to same-sex marriage and all of the various causes connected to it. To force people who disagree to participate in acts they find sinful or reprehensible. You see, the great lie of the gay rights movement was that it was all about getting government out of the bedroom. In truth, it was really all about getting government into the churches, into the schools, into the home. You remember when the people who were in favor of same-sex marriage, they said that their marriage would never affect your life? Well, now they say they have a government-given right to stomp into your business and demand you participate in their sin, and if you don't, your life should be ruined, the government should shut down your business, your reputation should be trashed. Take, for example, the case of Baronelle Stutzman. Miss Stutzman is a florist in Washington State. She runs a shop called Arlene's Flowers. Now, in Washington State, they have an anti-discrimination statute. It says you can't discriminate in your business against gays and lesbians. Now, personally, I think this is a really dumb law on basic rights grounds. I should be able to refuse service to anyone for any reason. If I'm a racist or a sexist or a homophobe, I'll lose the business, I'll lose the cash. This is the beauty of capitalism, folks. The market only cares about one color, and that color is green. But back to Miss Stutzman. There was a gay couple that frequented Arlene's Flowers for years and years and years and years. Miss Stutzman was friendly with them. She served them for a decade. Then, one day, they came in and they said, hey, look, gay marriage, it's legal in Washington State now, and we're getting married, and we want you to provide the flowers. And she said, look, I can't take the payday. As a religious Christian, I can't do it. And then she handed them a list of florists and said, you can go to any of these people and they'll be happy to serve you. Well, that wasn't good enough. They sued her. They forced her business to shut down, and they won. Because they're bad people. She's just a lady who believes something different than they do. She doesn't have a duty to cave to their beliefs because this is a country called America. But not anymore. Washington State isn't America. Washington State is a place where freedom is putting a gun to somebody else's head and forcing them to serve you in violation of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, which, last I checked, bars involuntary servitude, even if you think you're forcing someone into servitude for a really, really tolerant, wonderful reason. By the way, it's not going to stop with florists and bakers. The next step will be to shut down churches, claiming that if they won't service same-sex weddings, they should have their nonprofit status revoked. Well, since the left and the courts have magically declared that same-sex marriage is like being black, churches will soon lose their 501c3 status. Then they'll be told they're just like any other business. And as lesbian fascist Sally Cohn of CNN says, quote, don't like following laws that apply to all businesses? Then don't start a business. Your choice, no force involved. Well, except for the dude with the gun telling you that if you don't shut down your business, he'll fine you or jail you. And how about bringing up your kids religious? Well, the left will force private religious schools to teach their viewpoint about same-sex marriage or lose their nonprofit status. Because after all, if the schools don't, they're intolerant, they'll promote bullying. And to stop bullying that isn't actually happening, religious schools must be bullied into violating their religious principles. So parents take their kids out of school and they homeschool them. Except, then the left will claim it's child abuse to deny your child knowledge of the love that dare not speak its name, except when it's the love that demands you speak its name at the top of your lungs with a choir of angels in the background. The original argument of the gay rights movement was basically right. If it's a consensual act, it's none of the government's business. There was only one problem. They were lying. They've never been interested in consent. In the end, the gay left and their allies are happy to use force against anybody with whom they disagree. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel or click here to give a quick donation.